Imagine working your dream job, only to realize your worst nightmare is sitting in the boss's chair. That was my reality. My name is Emily Carter, and I'm 26 years old. When I landed my first big job after college, I thought I was stepping into the life I had always dreamed of. I was excited, nervous, and ready to work harder than ever. But I had no idea that the person who should have guided me, the person who was supposed to be my mentor, would turn out to be my greatest enemy. And this is the story of how I turned his cruelty into my greatest revenge. Walking into that office for the first time felt surreal. The tall glass windows, the sleek furniture, people buzzing with purpose. I felt like I had finally made it. My family was proud. My friends were cheering me on, and I promised myself I would give it my all. But within days, I realized something was very, very wrong. My boss, Richard, was the kind of man who enjoyed breaking people. He had power, and he used it like a weapon. The first time I spoke up in a meeting, he cut me off with a smirk and said, "Stick to following orders, Emily. Leave the big ideas to people with experience." The room went silent. My face burned with humiliation. And from that day on, Richard seemed to make it his mission to make my life miserable. It started small, condescending comments, dismissive looks. But soon, it escalated. If a project failed, he blamed me. If it succeeded, he took the credit. He'd call me into his office just to belittle me, then send me back out in front of everyone so they could watch me crumble. He once told me, "You'll never survive in this industry. You don't have what it takes." Those words stayed with me. For nights, I lay awake replaying them over and over, wondering if he was right. But deep inside, another voice started to rise. A voice that said, "No, Emily. You do have what it takes, and one day, you'll prove it." I decided to fight back, but not by shouting or quitting. That would give him exactly what he wanted. Instead, I fought smart. Every project I worked on, I saved copies. Every email he sent, I archived. Every insult he wrote down, I documented. Slowly, quietly, I built a fortress of evidence. And then, the perfect opportunity arrived. Our company landed a multi-million-dollar client. It was the biggest deal of the year, maybe the decade. Richard assigned me to do all the groundwork. Of course, he planned to stand in the spotlight while I stayed in the shadows. But this time, I wasn't going to let him win. The conference room was packed. Clients, executives, the board of directors. Everyone who mattered was in that room. Richard stood at the front, confidently presenting my work as if it was his own. He spoke smoothly, smiling like he had just solved world hunger. I sat there, my heart pounding, waiting for the right moment. And then, I stood up. "Excuse me," I said, my voice steady, but loud enough to command attention. All eyes turned to me. Richard froze. I walked to the screen, plugged in my laptop, and pulled up the real files. Drafts, designs, emails, timestamps. Everything that proved this project wasn't Richard's genius. It was mine. The room erupted in whispers. The clients leaned forward. One of the board members asked sharply, "Richard, is this true? You've been presenting her work as your own?" Richard's face turned crimson. He stammered, tried to spin it, but the evidence was undeniable. And then came the moment I will never forget. The head of the company turned to me and said, "Emily, from now on, you're leading this project. Congratulations." Within a week, Richard was suspended pending investigation. Eventually, he was let go. The man who spent months trying to break me, the man who mocked me, belittled me, and stole my ideas, was gone. And me? I was promoted to project lead, the youngest in the company's history. For the first time, my work was seen, my voice was heard, and most importantly, I had taken back my power. Looking back, I realized something. Revenge doesn't always come from anger. The sweetest revenge comes from proving them wrong. Richard wanted to crush me. Instead, he exposed himself. And I rose higher than he ever imagined. So if you've ever been told you're not good enough, if you've ever been made to feel small, remember this. Don't let their words define you. Let your success speak louder than anything else. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below.